That looks like we crashed there for a second. It looks like everything's back to normal now. So let's take a look and see where we're at. Looks like the Ice Fan Quaddle jumped in front of the Construct. Now we're back to Ian's turn. Abundant Growth onto the Triome. Gonna draw a card. Go fetch up a land. We haven't answered to any of these creatures. We got 9 power coming in, potentially 11 if we activate the Ink Moth. Gonna go ahead and fetch up a forest. Getting a is that a traverse to a traverse into a solitude. Other copy of Urza stock, you're gonna be able to make some more constructs, and pumping up the other constructs is pretty relevant. Especially and extra bodies on the field for the solitude that we now know about face up on the table. We don't know if we're able to cast it this turn. We don't know if we have another white card in hand. We'd have to assume so with the amount of cards Ian has in hand, but definitely able to cast it next turn. No worst case scenario, Ian doesn't have a white card or a land. You can always go ahead and just pick up the Yorion and then cast the Solitude off of that. And it looks like does that put Caldra into play? What do we put into play? I can't tell. A Nettle Cyst, maybe? Nettle Cyst. Okay. So Nettle Cyst essentially just another construct here. And there's the Solitude into a Blacksmith skill. That has to be lethal, right? One, two, three, four, 5 artifacts. They're all 5/5s right now, except for the Ginger Brute. And a 1. No, we don't have an artifact. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say if we have another artifact, we could have activated Nexus, and that's gonna do it. So game number 3, Ian's gonna be on the play. Hoping to have a repeat more of game number 1 than game number 2 for Ian. Adam hoping to replicate what happened last game. Just get threats down and get them in. That's what you got to do. Just threat after threat after threat. Is it good enough? The all-in package not going to be as good against the 4-color deck just because of the fact that they have lots of single target removal in their deck. But just being able to flood the board with all of these threats gonna make it rather difficult for Ian. That's the direction that Adam chose to go. Also, notably, we still haven't seen any of those Lavinias or Hushbringers of that cards of that nature come out. Have 24 minutes on the clock, so should have plenty of time to have a full game 3 to determine who's the store champ is going to be for the next until the next championship. And I'm just referring back to his sideboard guide once again. Make sure there's not any last minute changes he wants to make based off the player the draw. Looks like we took a Steel Shaper's Gift back out. I'm not sure what we put in for it. Makes sense on the draw, and kind of a reactive card or kind of a aggressive card. And it's hard to be more aggressive on the draw. Alright, 7 card hands. Ian said absolutely not to his. Pretty rare to see the 4 color deck mulligan. I'm sure Adam's happy to see that. I think I saw Lavinia in 2 lands in Adam's hand, so kind of hard to turn that one down. Ian going to 6 definitely has to put a smile on Adam's face one step closer. Looks like Ian's going to go ahead and keep on 6, putting 1 card back to the bottom. I'm going to lead on a Mishra's Bobble. Always kind of risky to keep a 6 card hand with Bobble, never really knowing what that Bobble's going to replace itself with. Question is, does Ian want that top card? And he says, no, I don't. Goes ahead and fetches immediately. Get a forest that looks like we're going to traverse for a land. Sure, Adam is thrilled to see that every time Traverse goes to a land instead of getting a creature. Usually a good thing for the Hammer Time deck. Oh, Hallowed Fountain tapped Sago. Renin 6, huge pickup for Ian. Not going to have to worry about mana the rest of the game. And here comes that Lavinia, I'd have to assume. Yep. Lavinia going to come down, turn off the Solitudes. It's an Urza Saga. Gonna go ahead and play a Hushbringer. So back with the 1-2 wombo combo, turning off like almost all of Ian's cards. No more Omnath, no more Solitude. It's a little less impactful um without the Furies, but still going to be a good card. Not to mention if we can start equipping it with hammers, it's just a huge threat. 11/11 lifelinker, been really good in this matchup. Going to be hard for Ian to beat that. Not being able to cast Solitude, Leyline of Binding, and um Prismatic Ending going to be the answers there. Ian going ahead and tipping up the red and 6-4, getting land back. Knocking in a hollow fountain. We must have some sort of action. Could it be a supreme verdict? No, 3 mana to fairy. Okay. That's going to take care of one of the issues. So you can go ahead and take care of Lavinia here and bounce it. and then you can use the Solitude that we just drew for turn to take care of the Hushbringer. Instead, we're gonna opt to just slow down the clock and bounce the Urza Saga. Go ahead and effectively time walking at him. There's a Ginger Brute. Swinging with the team. We're gonna go. It's like 3 damage at Renin 6 when it's a fairy. I'm not sure what that card is. Maybe a Sigarda's Aid if we're lucky. It is the Sigarda's Aid. Okay. Well, now, oh, there's a Supreme Verdict. Okay. So now we're back to. Okay, so we're Supreme Verdict going to go ahead and destroy 2 of the creatures from a blacksmith skill onto the Hushbringer and keep her around. Hushbringer essentially having the Torpor Orb effect here, going to turn off those Omnaths, and Solitudes are still going to be shut off because it's Hushbringer. So Ian's still in a position now where he has to find an answer because this Hushbringer is going to be able to equip a hammer here this turn or this next turn. Um, Also going to start making some constructs here, I'd assume. Oh, a Stoneforge Mystic. Oh no, we're going to start swinging right now. I have to assume the Stoneforge Mystic's going to go get a hammer. Did we not search up off of Stoneforge? Oh, right, we can't because of the Hushbringer. It is not a one-sided effect; it's two-sided. So, a little bit of a wombo combo or a nombo combo, if you will. Losing out on making construct here. I don't think that I'd assume that has to be misplayed. It turns out not mattering too much. I mean, it does matter, I guess, because you're still losing the card. It's Instant Forge Mystic. Not making the constructs not big of a thing, but I do think that is a slight misstep for Adam. I don't think it's gonna cost him too dearly. All depends on what Ian can pull around. That is the second copy of Supreme Verdict. I don't know how many he's on. We are gonna besiege you the Urza saga that was about to tick up to 3. That misplay might actually cost Adam a lot more than he thought. Having I bet you he would love to have a Stoneforge Mystic to cast this turn. Go get himself a Cauldra. So looks like we're back on the Urza Saga plan of make 2 dudes. We have a Sigarda's Aid, so we're gonna be able to equip a hammer. So with a hammer on top of um so a hammer on top of things gonna make a construct be a 1, 2, 3, 13, 13. Ian is at 13, but we don't have a way to get rid of this Ice Fang Coatl in hand right now. I'm not sure if we even have one in the deck. Hopefully, Ian doesn't allow Adam to draw into it with the Esper Sentinel, but I have to assume with the amount of mana Ian has, we're not going to be allowing Adam to draw any cards. And there's a Beseiju to deal with the Esper Sentinel. Just answer after answer. Of course, we're able to buy that answer back with running six. Go ahead and go get a land. Went ahead and grabs a breeding pool. I'm not sure if we activated runner six yet this turn. Now it definitely feels like Ian is firmly in the driver's seat of this game. There's the activation to get the Pasaju back, and now Adam's going to be stuck in this Pasaju loop. Going to go ahead and make a token, and then Boseiju the token. Or go Boseiju the Urza Saga, I'm sorry, right before we're able to search off of it, not getting us that hammer. It's only going to put us on 6 lands. We can't cast a Cauldra. Ian looks like he's still firmly in the driver's seat of this one. Adam wish he was shuffling 6 cards in hand right now, but instead he is shuffling 6 lands in play. Just everything getting Besaju'd instantly. This Beseju lock has to get broken, or else Adam's not going to be able to continue this game for very long. This Stoneforge Mystic, however, is going to be able to go get a Lion Sash if it's still on the deck. Most of the times we're not thinking about attacking the graveyard of this 4-color deck, but instead it's going to be a reality chip. So Lion Sash must not be in the deck anymore. Like make a construct equipped reality or equip belly trip to the construct and say go is the turn for Adam. I'm gonna start on the expressive iteration for Ian. One to the bottom, exiling a land. One to the hand. See what the follow up is. And it looks like that was a traverse. Get Omnath. Still having that land in exile. Omnath's gonna gain 4 life, make a bunch of mana, and we're gonna do some things. We do have a Renin 6 activation still this turn, so we have my guess is Pasaju is going to be one of those things. There's the land, there's the mana. And moving very quickly as he has determined he is in the driver's seat. There isn't things are pretty rudimentary at this point. Ian knows the pat lines he needs to take in order to close out this game. Go ahead and get a Steam Vents. What is that? Unholy Heat, your Pure Steel Paladin. Pretty good. Now turns the hammers and such into one-time use abilities. We're gonna take out the reality chip, deny your card engine or your card draw advantage engine. I'm sorry. We do have 7 mana now. We are gonna be able to put a Cauldron in play. It does have haste for 1 turn. It does have indestructible, so the death touch doesn't matter. But the following turn, um, we are going to have a Besager to answer it. And I'm really wishing he still had that Lion Shash in his deck to take care of the Beseju. Go ahead and activate Stoneforge, cheat in the Caldra. It, of course, has Trample, Vigilance, and Haste. Or no Vigilance, I'm sorry, Indestructible. I'm thinking Primeval Titan Days. Suited up with the Boros Garrison. So we're going to start this turn by fetching. Go ahead and get 4 life off of the Omnath. Go back up to 9. Solitude. Target um the germ attached to your Cauldra. Go ahead and just leave that Cauldron in play. Seiju, my guess would be targeting your construct. We're gonna traverse. Get another solitude. So my guess is we're gonna solitude this construct. If we're gonna do that though, I have to imagine it'd be more effective to take out the construct first with the Beseju, but I don't think it really matters at this point. Yeah, equip solid. Okay, so that's why he didn't do it. Equip solitude onto it. Hardcast solitude. Take care of the Stoneforge Mystic equipped to the Cauldra. It's a fairy. Bounce the construct. That's 4, 10, 11 damage this turn. Gonna put Adam down to 12. Gonna put Ian up to 15. Put a Yorion in our hand. And Adam has 2 cards to win this turn. One of them's in. And Ian's just gonna do it all again. And that's gonna be it. So 4-color control taking down Hammer Time in 3 games. Congratulations to Ian for winning our store championship. Gonna get some cool prizes, some in-store credit, and some promo cards. And that's gonna be it, I believe, for Monday Night Modern this week at Chupacabra Games. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week.